This is the plaintiff, Stephen Dorival. He says he rented a room from the defendant, and she ended up kicking him out of the room and stealing his valuable jewelry, music equipment, clothes, and other belongings. This woman cannot be allowed to treat her tenants in this manner, and he's suing her for every penny of the $5,000 he is now owed. This is the defendant, Sasha. She says the plaintiff's one of those troublemakers. He didn't get along with other people and she kicked him out. He took everything with him except his garbage and some used cat litter. A few days later, he shows up with the cops claiming he left behind his jewelry and some other expensive things, which was a total lie. And now here they are, some people. She's accused of taking from a tenant. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,500 for damages and unpaid rent.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome,
okay, Stephen Dorival?
Yes.
You are suing your former landlord for $5,000 in damages. You say you're out much more than that in missing clothing and shoes, car keys, pet supplies, Xbox, toolbox, laptop, jewelry, and music equipment and TVs that, according to you, she's destroyed. You have a counterclaim against him for $2,500 for back rent from August to November that you say you didn't pay, plus damages to the place. Let me hear from you first.
So I moved in September of 2017. We had no issues. I was paying her rent, no problem.
Okay, but explain the kind of place this is. Is this a house? Is this an
This is a house. She has like 5 rooms. She has a guy living in the basement. I lived upstairs.
So you were renting a room. Everybody shares a kitchen?
Yes.
Okay. And does she live there?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So go on. What happened?
So around like June.
And how much rent are you paying?
We was paying like $750
Okay.
a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So around June, we got a foreclosure letter in the mail.
Is this your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why aren't you on the deed?
I have the deed.
Show me the deed that has your name on it, because I looked at the deed that's on record, and you're not an owner of the house.
Thank you.
When did you become the owner of the house?
2015.
Okay, but
September.
your proof of being the owner of the house doesn't happen till October?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I moved out December 8th of 2008.
The house is in foreclosure, right?
Yes, it is.
So one of your tenants either sees the mail or something and decides we're not going to pay anymore?
No, we did a little bit of digging. I went to the town. They gave me this to see, like, you know, who's actually paying for the house.
Okay.
And her name's not on for the year that I was living there.
Okay. You guys feel hanky about it. You decide you're going to stop paying rent. You don't pay August, September, or October. You end up going to court to get them evicted, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you actually get an order of eviction, and the order of eviction says you have to be out on 12/15. That's the agreement. You guys enter into a stipulation. That means both sides are in eviction court and they make an agreement. The agreement is you're not going to look for back rent, you just want him to heck out. And the date of his heck out is December 15th.
15th, yeah.
All right, now, according to you, a funny thing happens on the way to December 15th. What happens?
December 8th, my roommate Manny had a dog. He was like, hey, can you go check on my dog? I walked in there. The dog had feces everywhere. I cleaned it up. So I go downstairs. In the midst of me going downstairs, I hear, oh, I'm going to get these guys beat up. I want these guys out of my house. And I'm just like, whoa. After that, we all exchange words. I leave to go to the store. I come back. She has her friend and some guy there. So as I'm like, you know, coming back from the store, I see them. She comes.
Who's she? Come on up. Who is she to you?
Girlfriend.
Okay. And she's living there too?
No.
Okay, go on.
So as she comes up, she sees that everybody is like, you know, having words, and she's like, how come every time I come here, there's a problem with you, Sasha? So then her friend is going back and forth with her.
Sasha's friend is going back and forth with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
All right.
So after that, I'm trying to get her back in the car because I see them like, you know, they're about to go at it. So when I get out, the guy runs out. He's pump faking. Pump faking means like he looks like he has a gun on him.
Do you know who the guy is?
No.
You've never seen him before. You see him pump faking, which you described as what? Step aside and show me with your hands what he did.
Like if my hand is in my sweater, it's just like, he's like, you know.
Massaging himself?
Not even like.
So he's like, it's like he's pretending he has a gun.
Yeah.
But you don't think he has a gun?
No,
But
he could have.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to, you
All
know.
right. All right,
go back and forth with him. So when I'm gone, my roommate calls me. He says, "Hey, she's saying that you hit her." I'm like, "Whoa."
She's saying to whom?
To the police.
Okay.
I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" So I turn around and I go to the police station. I'm like, "Hey, I just want to come here and clear my name." He's like, "There's nothing we can do for you right now." So he's like, "Park up down the block from your house. I'll call the police and get an escort to your house." I'm like, "Fine." So I go over there with the police. They escort me in. I go and I grab a little bit of stuff. He's like, "Do you have anywhere to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to my mom's." So I go to my mom's. 2 days later, I come back with another police escort, and all my stuff is like completely gone.
So then on the 8th you leave, and you had not paid rent since August, right?
She wouldn't take the money.
Okay. According to you, you left on the 8th,
Yes.
and you packed what you could in the car,
Yes.
but you left behind things that didn't fit in the car.
There was a lock on my door, so I didn't expect anybody to go in my room.
And so what happens?
When I come back,
What day
everything's
do you
gone.
come back?
I come back on the 10th.
All right, and when you come back, do you come back with a police escort?
Yes.
So what happens?
The police officer comes, and this police officer, he wasn't having it. So he tells me, he asked me if I had the key to the house. I said yes. He instructed me to go in. So I go in. He's like, "Go upstairs and see if you get the remainder of your stuff." I go upstairs. There's somebody else in the room, laying down, sleeping. Room is completely brand new. So I go downstairs.
What do you mean by the room is brand new?
Like, it's super cleaned out. Like, none of my belongings are there.
Such as, what was missing?
Clothes, my shoes, my Xbox, my TVs, my laptop, my studio equipment. Everything is gone.
Jewelry.
Jewelry, yes.
$1,500 worth of jewelry
Yes.
that didn't fit in her car.
We wasn't trying to grab any of that.
Okay.
I was going to come back for that.
All right. What happened to his stuff? He says that you stole all
He
his
took
stuff.
everything off. Everything, ma'am. Everything. He came
Yeah,
with
but
the officer.
The 8th was a big fat blow up where everyone's screaming like a.
He came back with the officers, in front of the officers, and took everything. Everything. He left me cat litter and garbage.
Do you have pictures?
Yes, I have pictures. I have videotapes that I did
Let's look
not.
at the videotape. Let's look at the videotape.
Okay? I don't see you doing all this talking. You doing all this talking. You doing all this talking.
That's you. Who's in the video right now? Her?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm seeing her from behind yelling at her. Okay. Oh, you just right in there, Kayla, ain't you?
Well, I wonder if you could hear what she's saying.
And now I understand why you were going like this with your hands. Wow. Mm-hmm. Stephen, this is a picture of what?
My closet
And then what's this a picture of?
for like my studio equipment.
Music recording stuff?
Yes.
What's this?
Oh, that's a MPK Mini. That's something I make beats on.
What's this?
That's my laptop.
He has a receipt for those too.
Yeah, any receipts that you have for any of the things you're talking about, I'd like to see. Sasha, I got to ask you a question. It
Yeah.
sounds pretty heated up and pretty street. So he's saying that when he left in that hurry, under those circumstances, you stole all his stuff. I know that you don't exactly handle things professionally. You just kind of moved in and took over a place that was in foreclosure because, quote, you were fixing it up. You're not even the registered owner until October of the year, where by then several renters had stopped paying rent. You register your deed just about the time that you're seeking to have them evicted, same month actually. So you don't exactly go by the book. So why shouldn't I believe that you got rid of his stuff?
One, that's a lie. He had none of this stuff. All the stuff was in the video top. None of that was there. That's a lie.
Okay.
He had never had $5,000 worth of nothing. He wear fake
Okay, well, what'd you
Gucci.
do with his stuff? Because when he left that day, he wasn't
I-
plan. I need you to listen to me. That is not the day he was planning on moving out completely. I know it wasn't. I know that the reason he left that day was because of the incredible scene that's going on with she's screaming, everybody's, it's this horrible scene in front of the whole neighborhood and everything. I know that that's why he leaves precipitously on the 8th, because he still has a right to be there till the 15th. So it's hard for me to understand why he would move all his stuff out on the 8th when he's leaving because of the fight. did you say to the police, hey, she stole all my stuff, it's
Yeah,
missing?
they gave me a police report.
Okay, can I see the police report? And can I see any receipts for anything that you say you didn't have time to take with you? And by the way, why wouldn't you take a laptop that's so important to you and $1,500 worth of jewelry, which you could put in your pocket?
Well, it was in the midst of everything.
No, there's no midst of it. Hold on. You didn't leave because someone chased you with a gun. You had time to call the police, go back there and get stuff. My question to you is, why isn't the stuff you get that stuff?
I was just grabbing a bunch of clothes just so
What
I can...
on earth took precedence over $1,500 of jewelry to be left in the house of a lunatic?
Your Honor. So the way that she took him to court to have
I can't read this. Do you have something I can read?
No.
That's the back.
Okay, I
of
can't
it.
read this, not only because I can't read it without a magnifier. With a magnifier, it's blurry, so I can't read it. So I need this is how to obtain a police report. Do you have a police report for me to look at, yes or no?
No.
Wow, you're the one who decides when to go to court and to have your evidence with you. So you have no evidence of what you said on that day, and then you said you wanted to show me some receipts. Now you're suing for back rent when you had already agreed in a court of law that you weren't going to sue for back rent. So what gives you a right to sue for back rent?
Because I'm here being embarrassed right now for no reason.
Are you?
Yes.
I think you don't need any help getting embarrassed.
No.
Like you can do that all on your own. You don't need me or him to help you get embarrassed. Anything else? Do you have any other receipts?
No.
I'm going to call a recess, and I'm going to try to give you a chance to bring me some evidence of what was missing that day. If you went there with a police officer, you should have a police report in your hands. I'm not new at this, okay? I'm going to take a recess.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, landlord throws out a tenant's belongings. Is that a crime, or is it just like a People's Court type thing? What do you think?
It's a crime,
What kind of crime?
like theft or vandalism.
Ooh, like vandalism. The duck comes down, maybe, right?
Yeah, probably. I think so.
So, I mean, if you are a horrible tenant and you don't pay rent and you are disrupting the building, I can't come in and just get rid of your stuff and say, hey, you're out of here?
No, I mean, it's my stuff.
Well, it is your stuff. You got a point. Going inside the courtroom.
Well. Let's discuss what we have learned during the break, shall we? First of all, you got your hands on a police report. Do you understand why it is that I push for a police report?
Yeah, so you can really...
It's pretty important,
the detail,
right?
yeah.
So we're going to put the police report right here. So you have a counterclaim against him for back rent of $1,500, but your settlement with him in eviction court was that you wouldn't pursue the back rent. All right, so let's talk about the damages, which I am very interested in.
Yes, which I provided.
This is a piece of paper with writing on it that purports to be damages of $600 for a carpet and damages of plaster to the wall. Okay, can I see the pictures of how he left his room?
I just have pictures of the damage on the walls that
Okay.
he did downstairs
Downstairs.
in my living room.
In your living room?
Yes.
But
with-
you have a flop house going and you rent out to a bunch of different people. How do you
my
know
house
this is him?
It's a fix-up house.
Yeah, right, but what I'm saying is you renting out to a bunch of different people. How are you going to prove that he damaged this?
He damaged it. That was him.
That's how you're going to prove it, by repeating
He damaged
yourself?
it just like he's
All right,
lying
and
about.
what is this a picture of?
That is the floor, the nasty floor that he left garbage, cat litter. I had to
Where's
take
the
off the
pictures
carpet.
of the garbage and the cat litter?
I don't have no pictures of that because I didn't think this was
well
going
then,
to
I'm
play
sorry.
against me
What
later
is
on.
this? What is that
That's
a picture
my,
of?
That's
is this
his
the floor
room.
underneath the carpet?
Yes.
Ah,
I had to
got you.
lift up the carpet. The handyman had to lift up the carpet.
Okay,
to
but
put new
you're
carpet.
confusing two things. You could fixer up your fixer-upper, and that's on you. If you want it to be blamed on him as damages that he has to pay you, then you have to prove that he did the damages. I would expect to be seeing pictures of it before you decided to rip the carpet out, so you could show me what he did to the carpet. I would expect to be seeing damages that were in his room, or that you could prove through somebody's testimony besides just your own, which is starting to become more and more suspect in here.
Yes.
And don't get too excited, because I also wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust either of you. So you leave me in a difficult position. So what do I want? I want the kinds of things that happen before people know a lawsuit is going to happen. And you know what one of those is? A police report. And
have
so
another
what
police
does the
report.
police report say? Complainant came with the police to pick up belongings on 12/8. The complainant returned at the above date and time, which is 12/10, to find his room occupied by another tenant and all of his property gone. Then the police officer writes, talked to landlord And she stated that the complainant's TV is in the basement, but she threw the rest of his belongings in the trash. You said he took everything with him. Why would you say that to the police officer, unless it were true? What do you think happens if you throw out a tenant's belongings? When it's not even the date that he had to clear by.
It's not $5,000 worth.
5 days before the date he's supposed to clear by.
Promise that is not $5,000 worth.
Oh, that's your defense now. Not it didn't happen, but that it's not $5,000.
And he took all that equipment. He's a liar.
And now what do I do with you? You think she threw out your stuff now? I know she threw out your stuff, but how much stuff? $7,000 worth of stuff, capped by $5,000 with receipts for 400 of it? Like, how do you figure that I am going to scientifically figure out the figure you're entitled to?
I don't have the receipts for everything I threw out.
You don't have the receipts. I'm sorry, you don't have the receipts for anything. The only thing you brought me a receipt for were your grills, right? There's only one receipt you brought me, right?
She cleared my room out.
You know, aren't you responsible to prove that this stuff was in there and how much of it was in there? Because I know that you went with the police to get some belongings on the 8th. I'm supposed to believe everything you own was left behind. Stop! If you call the police to get some belongings, why wouldn't I figure that some of the most important belongings in that tiny little room are your sound equipment, your computer, and $1,500 worth of jewelry? So, just like I tell her I really don't believe what comes out of her mouth, I don't necessarily believe what comes out of your mouth either. Because I know you're a liar. I have verifiable proof that you're a liar from the police, where you tell them that you threw out his belongings, and you tell me there were no belongings.
Because it was garbage, ma'am.
Do you think that the police, or that I am stupid?
You're not stupid.
Okay, and now there's a police officer. He knows the difference between garbage and belongings.
You're not stupid, and you would be a lunatic too.
So just stop talking, because I know a lot about you too. You take over a place, you don't own it, you don't pay a single day's mortgage, you don't even register a deed until they haven't paid you rent for 4 months and you figured out you can't evict them and you're stuck. They found the same gravy train you found, and so really, you don't come in here with clean hands. Taking a look at the evidence and attempting to do a little rough justice, I'm going to find in favor of the plaintiff the amount of $1,500. That's my judgment.
So the plaintiff gets just a portion of what he was seeking. Sasha, this was not one of your finer days, was it? How are you feeling about what just happened?
He's a liar, and honestly, I just want to go. He's a liar.
I mean, you didn't have any support, any evidence.
He's a liar.
You keep saying that.
Yes, I'm going to keep saying it because he's a liar.
The evidence proves you're not telling the truth either to the judge.
I'm just very nervous.
Yeah, well, that wasn't good for you.
No, not at all.
And you're a pretty loud screamer.
Yes, I am.
I wouldn't want to be in an argument with you.
You'd be a lunatic too if somebody's in your house not paying for 6 months and disrespecting you too.
Oh, well. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
On your way. And I know you're not happy either with what the judge decided. Nobody ended up happy out of here, but you got something.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's, at the end of the day, I got my stuff. I'm getting something back. It's better than nothing. She's right. I didn't prove that I, had all my stuff in there, but it is what it is.
I bet you're glad you're out of it.
Yeah, I'm done now. I'm good. God's on my side.
You too. Huh? Boy.
Yeah, it's glad to be away.
I tell her, look, everything bad about everybody came out in this case. You're all embarrassed. Okay, thank you very much. On your way. Harvey?
By the way, Doug Shee is such a liar, and committing perjury, just like vandalism, it's a crime.